Hi y'all, it is Tuesday, September 20th. This is Flosstube number 6. It has been an extremely long time and I do apologize for that. I didn't intend to take as much time off as I did, but I wanted to hit the books and get my degree finished, which I did, and that's been confirmed, so I am patiently awaiting my degree in the mail, and that would be for my master's, so I am super excited to be done with that. And then kind of one thing happened after another. My grandparents moved, my sister moved, my mom moved, all in the course of like 2 weeks. And then my sister had a very bad car accident and was in the hospital, and then my dad just had a really bad accident and was in the hospital, which he's supposed to be released today, so it literally was one thing after another, and so it did kind of hinder me getting on here and prolonging it, so it was a little bit longer than what I wanted, but here I am. I'm going to be making regular videos again. As you all know, my name's Lindsay, part of the Buckeye Stitchers, and with that said, I have a ton of stuff to show you, so buckle up. It's definitely going to be a long one today. I have a ton of new stash. I have a finish. I have several new starts, whips to show you, new fabric. So there's definitely a lot here, so let's get started. So I definitely want to show you my finish, and if you follow me on Instagram, the Buckeye Stitchery, you probably have already seen it. I'll put a link to our Instagram below, but make sure you check us out because I post pretty regularly on there, so if I'm not posting here as much every 2 weeks, I'm going to try to keep to. I definitely post more updates on Instagram throughout the week. So that being said, I finished this from Primrose Cottage Stitches. It's Pumpkin Kisses. I used the called for DMC, also the called for fabric. It's 25 count vintage country mocha. 25 count vintage country mocha. As you can see, I have not ironed it yet, clearly. But I am super excited. This did not take me that long. It is not that big. Which I like because I've been trying to get, so I'm trying to give you like I guess the size. But I like because I've been trying to get more small projects done and trying to do some more small projects just to feel like I've accomplished something, because as you all know, with the long-term projects and the bigger projects, you're not getting them done so quickly. And sometimes I feel like I get discouraged when I'm just only working on the bigger projects because I don't feel like I'm getting anything accomplished. So it's nice to have small projects to throw in there, to work on, to have those finishes every once in a while. Plus, gives me something to hang up because those bigger projects aren't going to be up on the wall for a while. So super excited about that. I have everything I need to do an FFO. So by the next video, we will definitely have an FFO on this. And I definitely cannot wait to show you that. So super happy with this. I love it. I think it looks beautiful. Obviously still need to iron it. Still has those hoop rings in it, but I'm super excited about this. So that was my only finish. With that being said, we'll move on to whips. And I was working on this a little bit earlier, so it's still in the hoop, but I actually worked on this. The Museum Stitcher and the 20-Minute Stitcher, who by the way lives in Ohio, so shout out to them. They hosted a Zoom meeting a couple weeks ago, I think going on 2 weeks ago now, and it was actually the Spooky Quaker Style, hashtag Spooky Quaker Style, and they were doing a stitch along. Well, I did not have the pattern and I wasn't going to be able to get it in time, so I was like, hey, I really want to be a part of this, but I don't have this pattern. do you care if I work on something else? And they're like, absolutely not, go ahead. So this is the one I worked on. This is Trick or Treat by the Prairie Schooler. And I love this piece so much. So I ended up getting this little bat done and started on some of this during the Zoom meeting. So not a whole lot accomplished. I think I got a lot more done than since you've seen it though, because I don't think I had like any of this done. So it probably does look like a lot. But during the Zoom meeting, definitely felt like I did not get a whole lot done just because, here, I'll see if I can see it better. There. Just because we were having so much fun talking and just laughing and talking about whatever. It was absolutely so much fun. She has said she's going to do it again, so make sure you look for her to post that, whether on Instagram or YouTube. But you guys got to join in. It is so much fun. It's so much fun talking stitchy talk and just life talk and girl talk and just everything. It was so much fun. We spent probably 2 hours. It was a blast. So yeah, that is Prairie Schooler, Trick or Treat. So that one is coming along quite nicely. Slower than what I want, but it's coming along pretty good. I'm super excited about it. I love this one. I love the Prairie Schoolers Halloween stuff. I think it's so cute. I don't know, they just have like this style. I like the silhouette, the black with the bits of orange and other colors. So super excited about that. Now, Winter Ride. This is the Dimensions kit that I've been working on for ever. I think I started this in April of this year, I believe. I do have a page finished, which I'm super excited about. There's 2 pages to it. This is the one for my mother-in-law. It is coming along beautiful. I am super excited. So this is a page finish. I do not have any back stitching done on this yet, so it's not completely finished bottom page. But I am so happy with how this is coming out. I just think this is beautiful. I love these little cardinals. I love cardinals any time of year, but especially in the winter. In my winter pieces, I love cardinals. It is an almost must. In my winter pieces, like I have to have them. I don't know. I just love them. So this is definitely coming along super nicely. If you guys don't remember, this is the pattern. So really I only have the top half of the truck here, this, and then the barn. And these trees and all the fencing here, the posts, is all half stitches. So that's gonna go fairly quickly, but none of this is covered. This white in here, the snow, or that's supposed to be snow, none of that is covered at all. So it's literally just the top half of the truck, this fence that goes here, and then the trees, the cow, and the barn here. So not much left. This does have to be done by Christmas though, because it is a Christmas gift to my mother-in-law. So definitely need to get working on that. Although I'm having so much fun stitching fall and autumn stuff, so it's been really hard. I'm hoping like once my like fall bug has like left me, then I can like really get on it hard. And we start moving into like winter, although I'm not trying to wish fall away because it is my favorite season. It's still a warm week this week in Ohio in the 70s. Supposed to cool off into the 60s next week, and that's really when fall hit. But I have my fall outfits on today just because I'm wanting the weather to hurry up and become fall weather. So I am definitely missing my 60-degree days. So okay, so next, I guess I'll move on to new starts. So I've had 2 in the last like 3 days. I don't know. I've just been Halloween and fall, and I just wanted to stitch everything. So I started this 2 days ago. It's a very, very small start. but it is a start nonetheless. And it doesn't look like much, but it is Casting a Spell by Blackbird Designs. So I actually have this box and I plan on doing all of these. So obviously they have them numbered. This was number 1, so I started with this one up here, this band up here. But I do have this box that I'm going to be staining or painting and kind of roughing up. I'm not quite sure yet, but it's a sewing box. You can kind of see better on the back here what that looks like. But I love this. I think it is just the cutest little thing. And I think if I do this right, I could probably make things and make these interchangeable. So like depending on like the season, you know, I can make these, put them in for like the Halloween season. I can make fall ones. Obviously like not these patterns, but like something else that I find that I can make, you know, to size. Put them in there and make them interchangeable. I haven't quite decided yet, but I just love this box. I do already have the box, like I said, so I just need to get to stitching. So, and I am stitching this on 30 count Mariner's Map Legacy Linen. So here it is. And this fabric, I like it because it's light. It's not white. It's like it looks kind of white because I'm wearing dark colors, but it's not white. It's like a light cream. And I really like that because I think it gives really, really good contrast to the colors and really draws your eye into those colors. So I am really happy with this. Really excited. And the box is going to be darker, so I think it's just going to give an overall like lighter feel to it. They called for 30 count Confederate Gray by Weeks Dye Works fabric. I could not find this anywhere. Weeks Dye Works fabric is like impossible to get your hands on right now. So I went with this, which I kind of felt was pretty similar. I went with the 30 count obviously because I want it to be the size to fit in the box. And I thought it was pretty comparable. This might be a touch darker because it is more of a gray, I think, as the name of the fabric states, but I'm happy with this. I'm happy with this color, and I'm super excited to work on that and finish that. So I am using the called for DMC. They did have Weeks, I think, in here, or excuse me, Gentle Arts. They use Gentle Arts, but I decided to use the DMC conversion that they give in here. So that's what I did, just because DMC is easier to get to than Gentle Arts. I can go to my local Hobby Lobby and pick that up. My closest needlework store is probably 45 minutes away, so unless I'm gonna be up there, I don't tend to just make a trip up there just for some DMC fabric. But yeah. And so then, keeping with the fall theme, I decided yesterday I was gonna start Welcome Autumn by Primrose Cottage Stitches, which, by the way, I have been absolutely obsessed with. And you'll see what I mean here in a minute, but like, seriously, like, I'm obsessed. And not just because we share a name, by the way. You see? Not just because we share a name. And it's spelled the right way, the same way. Not many people spell it with an EY, so I think that's super cool. Even though it's not really anything important or special, I personally think it's just kind of cool. So, yeah, but I'm super obsessed with this piece. And I definitely want to make this pillow. I have no idea how, but I'm going to figure it out because I love the idea of pillows with stuff. And then with that Blackbird design, I have no idea how I'm going to make those pillows. On the corners, they're pillows. No idea how, but I'm going to figure it out. I don't have a sewing machine yet, but I'm working on it. I haven't quite decided which one I want. So if any of you guys have any recommendations on sewing machines or ones that you guys have that you love, please let me know, because I'm looking for a really good sewing machine. Nothing like too crazy or too fancy. I don't need anything like that because I'm just a beginner. But if you guys have any recommendations, please let me know. So that's the one I'm working on. I've not gotten very far. This was just what I got done yesterday, a little bit of time. So I got mostly all this flower done. I still have a little bit of the green stem here left to do. And then I started the W on welcome. So not super far, but getting there. And I did use the called for. I used the call for on like probably all of their stuff just because I just like the way their colors. I like the fabric that they use, and their models just look so beautiful that like I don't feel like I want to change anything. I know a lot of people do, and there's nothing wrong with that. I don't know, like I just really, when I see something, typically I just like the model so much that I'm like, okay, I definitely want to do that. With the Pumpkin Kisses one, I am going to be finishing it similar. However, I'm using different fabric and things. So it's not going to be exactly like it, but it's going to be similar. But I just kind of put my own twist onto the FFO finish. So yeah, I don't know. I really like this finish though. I think it's cute. I can't wait to be done with this because I love autumn. It's my absolute favorite time of year. And it's just, I don't know. It just, to me, represents everything autumn. So definitely love this. So I have a pretty good start on that. It only took me combined, if you add like all the hours for the Pumpkin Kisses one, I don't know, maybe 6 or 7 hours to do the whole thing, maybe a little bit longer, maybe it's 10, but it took me over the course of like 2 weeks because I didn't work on it every single day, and every single time I went to sit down, that wasn't something that I necessarily worked on. So I'm thinking that this one will probably take relatively the same amount of time to get done. So if I sit down and work on it, I think I should be able to get it done fairly soon. So there's that. All right, fabric. So I am a part of Forbidden Fibers Fabric of the Month Club, and I am absolutely obsessed with it. So I don't know if I've shown this one yet. This is the first one I've gotten. This is Watermelon Sorbet. I think I have shown this previously, but I get their 32 count Belfast linen. So that's what I choose. I get a 1/8 yard. Again, I get smaller pieces because I'm wanting to work on smaller projects. So this kind of like forces me to work on smaller projects because if I have smaller pieces, I can't really do anything huge on it. So kind of forces me to do that. So this is the Watermelon Sorbet. Again, I have no idea what I'm doing on this. It's so pretty, but it's like this pink and I'm just not sure what I want to do on it yet. But it's very pretty. I love it. The next one, which I have so many ideas for, is this toasted coconut. I mean, look at this. I mean, just a great neutral. It's just so pretty. I love it. So beautiful. Again, the 32 count Belfast linen. So that was the second one I got. And then this month, I just received in the mail, it's Forget Me Not. How cool is this? It has a tiny hint of like pinkish purple in there with like a blue overlay. So the modeling, I mean, this is just, it's amazing. I love it so much. It's getting hot in here, so I'm gonna shed this. Okay, but yeah, look at this. And then I didn't even realize this until now, but do we sense a theme going on here? It's almost like a red, white, and blue, but so I'm super excited about that. And the I can't speak for anything else, but These are super affordable. The 1/8 yard, 32 count, super, super affordable. Like, ridiculously affordable. And she's based out of Tennessee. I think more southern Tennessee, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember the exact town, but I'm in Ohio, so not super, super far. So at some point when we start heading that way for a trip or whatever, definitely want to hit up her shop because I'm obsessed. I am absolutely obsessed with her fabric. So there's that. And then speaking of forbidden fiber, I got, again, the Museum Stitcher. She kills me, everything she shows. She got Nevermore, and I don't know if I've showed this on here, but The Raven is one of my absolute favorite poems. I love Edgar Allan Poe. I love this poem. It's very, very long, so it just has a short excerpt of the poem on here. But I love this. So I wanted to do Forbidden Fibers conversion of their fabric and floss. However, they were completely out of the pattern and the fabric. But they did have the floss packs, so I ended up buying the patterns separately on 1, 2, 3 Stitch, and then I ordered the floss pack, which, oh my gosh, look at these. Look at these colors. Look at them. And they have like the greatest names. Like I love their names. They have the greatest names. Stormy Skies, Raven. How fitting. Obsidian. Midas Touch, this pretty gold. Winter Wheat. And this is my absolute favorite, Abyss. Look at this modeling. I don't know if you can see it in here. I don't know if you can see that. Look at that. Oh, I love this. I don't know if you can see a little better. I love that color so much. Yeah. So, got those, Winter Wheat, Chipmunk, Old Penny. So, the coolest names too. But look at that, I just love it. And then, because they did not have the fabric color that they called for, I ended up getting a 40 count Newcastle linen charcoal. And you guys, oh my gosh, look at this. It has like a blue hue to it. I think, let me fold it so you can see better. It has like this blue hue to it. Oh, I'm sorry. My neighbors are mowing. But oh my gosh. Can you imagine? I cannot wait to start this. Cannot wait. I am freaking obsessed. Like, how spooky and awesome is this gonna look? Because for you guys that have read the poem, it's basically about this man who's like slowly dwindling into madness at the loss of his lover. So like spooky, eerie is like really the undertones of the poem. So like I feel this is absolutely perfect. I cannot wait. I've never worked on 40 count before, so I am a little bit nervous. And the modeling I'm kind of nervous about because it does make it a little bit harder to see. But I'm crazy obsessed with this. So, Nevermore by Lila's Studio. Oh, so beautiful. I can't wait. That'll probably be my next start. I do want to finish up some of my other ones first, though. I need to not add any more new starts, so might be waiting on that a little bit. But yeah, there's that. And then I actually picked up another Dimensions kit because I thought it was so cute. And actually my husband saw it and picked it out and was like, hey, would you like to do something like this? And it's actually a Dimensions gold collection petite, so it's only 5x7. It's not very big. It is an 18 count ivory Ada. I have noticed though in the last month or two, I really prefer a linen or even weave or Lugana over Ada. I just don't feel like the Ada has like that smooth pull through the linen or Lugana or anything does. But I just like this one so much, and it's so cute. Look at this Santa. Oh, there's a bad glare. Sorry about that. But look at this Santa. It says believe, and I just thought it was, and then the music notes. And I just thought it was the cutest little thing. And he has a little sleigh. So I was like, oh, I have to get this. So here are all the colors. Look at all those. They're so vibrant. And it's just a really cheerful piece. And he has like a little stuffed elephant right here. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's a little stuffed elephant. It's so cute. So I, of course, had to get it. So hopefully we'll be starting this sometime this winter. But again, I need to get some of my whips done because I have a ton more whips that I have not worked on in a while sitting in my bag. So I'm not trying to start anymore till then. And then I actually saw this one on Sampler Style, which is done by Sharon. And her daughter were doing it, and it was just gorgeous. It was gorgeous. And I was like, okay, I have to do it. I have to get it. I have to do it. There's just no other choice. So I went and I got this. I'm not sure exactly what the called for. Floss is. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but I really want to do silk on this because I think it would look beautiful. So I got 32 count vintage Stormy Night Lugana, and this is, I don't know, it has like a grayish blue to it, hewn to it, I think. But like, I think it's gonna look really, really good. It's pictured on 28 HPI Taboo Lugana from Pole Stitches Design. So I did get a 32 because this does end up being really big. It ends up being on 14 count Ada or 28 count 2/2 or over 2. It ends up being 10 by 23 inches. So it ends up being pretty big. So I don't necessarily need it to be that big. This piece should be plenty big enough. I believe it's a 1/4 yard. Yeah, it's a 1/4 yard. So this should be plenty big enough, but I just thought this was like the perfect fabric. So that's what I'm gonna do that on. I have not gotten the silks yet. I'm not sure what silks I'm gonna use. I believe there's only 2 colors, the black and then the gold. I'll have to get into it and figure it out. But yeah, so I am crazy excited about that. Again, that's gonna be a while because I don't have the flosses for that. So there's that. And then, so that was another Halloween one. But keeping with the Christmas theme, this one was also inspired by, Sharon from Sampler Style. And this is a modern folk embroidery piece, and it's Christmas Town. And she had started this, and at first, like, when I saw it, I was kind of like, like, it's pretty. But when I saw her, like, had stitched some of this up in this, one of the corners, whatever, it blew my mind, okay? It blew my mind. Blew my mind. This fabric is so dark. This is the called for fabric. It is, trying to find it. 32 count linen. I guess that would probably say on here. Here it is. Blue spruce. And I mean, come on. I've never worked on a piece this dark before. So, or like this colorful, I guess you should say, in such a solid color. So I'm really excited about this. And the white on here, I'm not sure exactly what it is. Doesn't really say. But I just feel like a white or like a very soft cream color would just be absolutely gorgeous. And again, I want to do this one in silk too, just because I feel like it would just be beautiful. Like, I want it to be one of those, like, I don't know, just like vintage Christmas pieces. I don't know, that's the vibe I get from this. And it was inspired, where is this name? Jacob says that he got inspired after seeing some beautiful Swedish hand knit gloves. So he adapted the pattern from the border at the bottom, after which he added the polar village, the deer, and the enormous Christmas tree. So, I mean, just, I can't get over it. I just love this. I mean, just when I think of, like, Christmas, like, this is what I think of. Just that, like, vintagey, like, I don't know, like, 40s, 50s style Christmas. That is just, like, my happy Christmas. I don't know. I've been told I have an old soul, so it's probably part of that. But yeah, that's just like Christmas for me. So I am super excited about that one. The next one is actually a Lucas S kit that I got. And I got this off 123 Stitch. And I actually got this one for my husband. However, like, to make for him. However, I absolutely love it too, because I love all things like nature and like that cabin, like rustic feel. And so I got this. And I had pointed some other ones out to him that he kind of liked, but then he kind of said those were too girly for him because there was just a lot of flowers in it. And he's not really into like all those flowers. So then I found this one. I was like, oh, this is perfect. You have like a male deer and a female deer, and then you have the cabin in the background, and it's kind of just like that serene, like mountain rustic look, and it's not too girly. There's not a lot of flowers or anything going on, just that like wild, like Call of the Wild look, and I love this. It is gonna take me absolutely forever. There's a whole booklet here of pages, but it did come with the Easy Count Ada. However, I'm not good at the parking method. I've never tried the parking method. I don't think I will ever attempt the parking method, just for the simple fact that I don't think there's any way I could do it. So, don't think I'm doing that. However, look at these. And these are all anchor floss, which is really, really nice. Unlike Dimensions, where you used to be able to message Dimensions up, email them, call them, whatever, if you were out of a floss, and tell them, hey, I'm out of this floss for such and such pattern. Can you send it to me? You know, the number or whatever. And they'd send it. I do not think they do that anymore, though. So if you run out of floss, you better hope you don't run out of floss. Because frankly, I don't know what you do. That's why I'm kind of getting nervous about some of my other ones. I guess if they're kind of close to something else in there, you could probably substitute it or find a DMC that's really, really close. But these are anchor. And I know that Michael sells anchor for sure. Hobby Lobby does not. But you could always, I'm sure, order online somewhere too. So that's super, super nice. There are only symbols on here. However, on the instructions somewhere, I believe it does give the numbers for the anchor floss. So, yeah. I've never worked with anchor floss before, so I'm actually kind of really excited about it. But just look at these colors. Like, they're all, like, it's a pretty neutral palette, I would say, in my opinion. I mean, but when you look at the pattern, like, it's a pretty neutral, like, it's wild, so it's a pretty neutral pattern. But I love these colors. These are beautiful. And of course, in Luca S Fashion, they do give you the little holes here to put your extra little tidbits of floss. I've never done a Luca S pattern. Their patterns that I've seen on 1, 2, 3 Stitch, though, are absolutely beautiful. They have a ton of them that I really want. But, like, I don't need more patterns right now. Like, I have enough patterns, I think, to, like, last me for the next 30 years of my life. Okay? Like, solid 30 years. So, pretty sure if I buy any more, there's gonna be wrath. For sure. So, don't tell them I have an order coming in from Expo. I do. I have an order coming in from Expo. So I'm super excited to show that with you guys. I didn't even order all the ones I wanted. I just grabbed a few because I need to chill. So I did not order all of them. I ordered 7 maybe? I think 7 from Expo. So not a whole lot. Way more than I needed. But like, it's Expo and they just came out and I was like, I need these. So then I just bought them anyways. But I do need to chill. There's one more pattern that I really need though. Halloween Tiny Town. I gotta get it. I have not got it yet, and I also need Christmas Tiny Town. I need to get those too. Although Christmas Tiny Town has been out for a while, but I need to get it. And then the Museum Stitcher and the Seattle Stitcher, of course. They're working on Miss Bingley's Library by Plum Street Samplers. And me being a reader, I had to get it. I just had to get it. So, I got it. Yeah, I love this. I'm a huge Pride and Prejudice fan. I actually have all of Jane Austen's completed works. She has a couple unfinished works that she didn't finish because she had passed away before she got to finish them. I do not have those, but in the set that I bought, it was her completed works. So I think there's 7. Pride and Prejudice, Sense and Sensibility. I can't name all of them off the top of my head, I'm sorry. But wow, just look at this freaking house. Look at this freaking house. Look at it. It's beautiful. I love it. I love this house. Yeah. I love books. I love to read. So it was kind of a no-brainer. And in my grand house that I have made up in my mind of where I'll be living, I have this huge library, and that will be something that I'll hang up in my library. But in reality, it will probably just get hung by my bookshelf until I have a grand library. But yeah. Okay, and this is what I mean by obsessed, okay? With Primrose Cottage. Like, I have a problem. I have a problem. So here are some of them that I'm wanting to start because I have the fabric for them. These all call for 25 count vintage country mocha. And like I said, Primrose's stuff, I just love the models as far as the, the whole finish, but like as far as the fabric and the floss, like I don't feel like I need to change it. Like it just looks so wonderful the way it is. I just don't feel like I need to change it at all. So I spent probably, 3 hours one night going through every single Primrose pattern that I have, which is a lot. And I recorded down all the floss that all of them call for, all the fabric all of them call for, how many patterns have that fabric and that floss, just so I have it kind of organized in one area, because a lot of their like patterns, like winter patterns and then Christmas patterns and like their fall patterns all have the same like color palette. So a lot of their colors do go over to other patterns. So I didn't want to buy like 10 skeins of 310, which is DMC's black, if I didn't need 10 skeins of 310 just because 10 patterns called for 310. So I kind of made this like chart basically, so I could kind of keep track of what floss I do have, what floss that I don't have, what fabric I have, what fabric I don't have, specifically for Primrose patterns, because I have so many of them and I just want to do them all like right now. So yeah, so this is, excuse me, I'm gonna take a drink. Told y'all it's gonna be a long one. Welcome Winter, which kind of goes off their Welcome Autumn line. But freaking look at this. Look at the staging on this too, by the way. Isn't that just adorable? Like even just the staging, like around the picture is just so stinking cute. But I love this little snowman. I love this little snowman, and I love this color palette. I love these greens. It's not like traditional, I don't know, to me it's not like a traditional Christmas green, so I think it's really, really cool. I really like it. Yeah, just how stinking cute. And this, I can't get over this little guy. My mom is obsessed with snowmen, so like she would love this. She does love this. I've showed it to her, so yeah, just how stinking cute. I love it. Little orange nose. So stinky cute. And then we have, going on that sort of same thing, Hello Santa. So this is like part of their Christmas line. Look how cute. They're like little, Santa hats. Like little berries on it. That was so cute. Like I had to have it. I'm not creative. So when I see like these little pillows and stuff, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to make it into a pillow because that would be absolutely perfect. Just to like make like a little display out of them. I don't know, but just so cute. So, and then this is actually these are part of Lindsay's stamp series. And I just thought these were super cute little smalls. And these are, I'm trying to find the size. Doesn't say. The stitch count is 43 by 43 though. So like they're not very big. They're very small. This one is Joy to the World. Just so stinking cute. I love these. I think they're so cute. And then Jingle All the Way, which I love. Again, I think this is a very like non-traditional green color, and I just think it's so cool in there. I love it. But like, do you see what I mean? Like these all have like very similar color palettes, so I didn't want to be buying a whole bunch of floss and spending money that I could be spending on more patterns on floss that I didn't necessarily need to buy more of. So just easier for me to spend the 3 hours, kind of put that chart together. Yeah. And then this one is also part of our stamp series, but it's called Let It Snow. And I mean, come on, again, this freaking snowman. Come on. It's freaking cute. I love it. And of course, then I had to go buy all the DMC, which not all Primrose's patterns call for DMC. So I did list all the DMC, but then whatever the called for floss was, so if it was Gentle Arts, there's some classic colorworks in there, there's some weeks in there. I listed all those because I plan on doing all the called for, just because a lot of weeks stuff has variegation, and when you look at the model that Primrose has done, have to have variegation in there because, it wouldn't be their pattern without it. Like, it just, I don't know, to me, like, it looks beautiful either way, but, like, I don't know. So, obviously, I don't have these done up or anything yet, but, yes, these are all the colors for those. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 5. So I'm gonna have to get those done up here. Look at this green. Look how cool. And this blue. I love this blue. Look at that blue. This is 930. I love that blue. Just like some kind of, I don't know, like not like off the wall Christmas colors, I guess, but like, and it's different, but like, I like it. It's not the traditional, but it's really cool. Okay. Now to the big stack. So I actually have all these arranged by season, and there's been a lot. Like, when I tell you I have a problem, like, I seriously have a problem. So here is Hello Autumn. I mean, look at those little acorns. Aren't they cute? I love them. I love them. I'm super obsessed with Primrose. I haven't bought any of their like spring or like they do some Valentine's Day stuff, some St. Patrick's Day stuff, some summer stuff. What else? They do a lot of like different theme stuff. I just don't, I'm not really into, oh, they do like honeybee stuff, which is kind of like part of their like summer stuff, I guess. And like, don't get me wrong, like they're so cute. It's just not, like, I'm not a summer or spring stitcher. Like, I stitch in the summer and spring. I'm not a summer and spring thing stitcher, if that makes sense. I don't know. I just like the second half of the year. I don't know what to tell you. Maybe it's because my birthday's in November. I don't know. But so I just don't, I mean, they're adorable, but I just know if I got them, like, I would never stitch them just because it's not what I'm into. I don't decorate for spring or summer or anything like that. I go out for fall, I go out for Christmas, like winter stuff. So I don't know, like that's kind of more what I'm into. So don't get me wrong, all their stuff is gorgeous, but just not really my thing. So all of what I'm going to show you is fall, some of their Halloween stuff, Christmas, winter, that sort of thing. So it's Hello Autumn. And obviously if you've seen a theme, like they have like Hello Spring, Hello Summer, they have all kinds of like, they kind of keep it along the same lines. So Autumn House. I just love this so much. And they have a winter house also, which of course I have, which I'll show you later, but they have quilts hanging in the yard on all of them. So there's summer house, spring house, but this is their fall house. And this house is done in roasted chestnut. So classic Colorworks roasted chestnut. And there is some good variegation in that floss. Just like look at the house. I don't know. It's like this brownish red. I don't know. It's just so cute. I'm holding this straight, but it's kind of like off center. So cute. And then like this little quilt here hanging up. It's just so stinking cute. And the pumpkins, sunflowers, the little birds. I don't know. So cute. And then of course I had to get this one because, you know, love it and everybody's doing it anyways. Autumn Rules. Of course. Had to have it. So that's that one. And this one it's fairly big. I don't think it's like massive, but it's fairly big. But like, aren't these not all the things you want to do in autumn? I mean, apple picking, pumpkin patch, raking leaves. I enjoy raking leaves. I don't mind it. Hay rides, pumpkin pie. If I had people to cook for, I'd be making like 10,000 pumpkin pies. But I cannot eat that much. And I don't know anybody else that like wants a million pumpkin pies. So I usually just cook them once a year, which I wish I cooked them more, but I don't have anybody to take them. So if you want a pumpkin pie, let me know. And then this next one, this is the last fall one that I have. Besides the other two fall ones that I showed you that I've finished or I'm working on now, is Pumpkin Patch. And I mean, duh. And typically, I am a red truck kind of person, obviously, from the winter ride. And I just like red trucks. But on this hand, I really like this color truck. And it is done in General Arts Green Pasture. So if you can tell, there's some crazy variegation in that. And I love that. So I will probably keep it as such instead of changing it into red, just because I like the blue. I think it just gives like a different autumn feel, and I really like it. So yeah, I think I'm definitely gonna just stick with the way this is. But yeah, I love this one. So cute. And I like these little flags, how they did like pumpkin patch. And how freaking cute. Different colors. It's like a little banner. How cute. All right. Halloween. I have their 13 Spooky Styles book coming. That is part of my expo purchase that I made, so I cannot wait to get that booklet in the mail. I am so excited. The first one is Boo Bash, which I wasn't gonna get this because it's kind of like, I mean, it's cute, but it's not like any specific picture. It's just kind of like, I don't know if you know what I mean. Like, it's not like a picture of something like this one is, you know. But then I saw this cat and it was over. I had to get it. It was over. I just had to get it. I'm a huge cat person, so I have 2 cats. I don't know where they are. They're running around here somewhere. They're always doing something, so this is gonna be super cute. I definitely like this one because it has like the different pumpkin colors in there. Like, has that yellow, which is Crushed Pineapple by Classic Colorworks, and I just love it. So just different Halloween colors, I guess, I think, than like a normal, but like so cute. And the next one, get some Quaker in there, some Quaker pumpkins. Look, Quaker pumpkin look. Happy Halloween. And I mean, these witch feet, come on. So, so cool. And I love this little ghost up here. And I like these pumpkins are absolutely to die for. I freaking love these pumpkins. Like, they're so simple, but like so stinking cool. I love these. And this is all Weeks Dye Works called for. Persimmon, parchment, and onyx. So definitely super cool. And look, these little bows they put on the bottom, like they're tied on there, kind of sticking out. So stinking cool. Next one, Halloween Kisses, which, look at this freaking pillow. I want to learn how to freaking make pillows so bad. So if y'all know, y'all need to come over to my house and teach me. So please let me know if you know how to sew and make pillows. Also want to start making project bags. I want to start making project bags. So if y'all want to come over to my house and show me, you're welcome. You're welcome over here. Oh, here's my little fur baby. This is Smokey. This is my one little fur baby. Oh. Hi. He can be so shy and then like so like in your face all the time. This is Boo Hisses and Halloween Kisses. I mean, how many times can I say it? Come on. You're in my shot, dude. So this is super cute. I can't wait to do this one. And then Witchy Way, which, how cool would that look by Halloween Tiny Town? Because it's like a, I don't know, like a tiny town. I don't know, but like how cool. I love these trees. These trees are so freaking cool. And then the one building that's a shoe, a witch's boot. So stinking cute. It's like a little tiny Halloween town. Although, Tiny Town I think is like more orange and black and more muted, where this one's like purples and the like orange and stuff. I still think it looked cool together to hang them like beside each other. Just so cute. I love it. And this one, I think they just came out with this one this year. Yes. And like not long after it came out, I had to get it because, duh. The Witch Next Door. And look at this freaking house. I mean, it's so cool. This house looks like so, like just your next door neighbor's house. And then when you look closer, she has her broom and her witchy boots and her hat hanging up and her witchy dress hanging up and her witchy socks. And if you look close inside the windows, which, attention to detail, come on, is a cauldron and her spell books and other things going on, and how freaking cool. And it's like just the witch next door, and of course Black Cat. And it's like just the witch next door, but it's like so, I don't know, casual looking. And then when you look closer, you see all these like witchy things. And she's of course riding away on her broom. So I just love this. This house is just absolutely nuts. I love that house. So I was super excited about that. I had to get it. And this one, no, this one is not a new one. However, they did just do a stitch along with this one, and it is Toil and Trouble. Now I got this after they were almost done with the stitch along, or just started the stitch along, but I don't have any of the fabric or anything for it, so I didn't participate or anything. But I love that saying. So I mean, that's pretty common saying, I think, but I loved it. And I liked the cauldron, and I liked the witchy hat, and this little jack-o'-lantern down here, and a little bat, and so cute. I love cauldrons so much. I saw this at the store the other day. Hang on one second. So I saw this mug at the store the other day, and it was like a couple bucks. And I just had to get it because I am like the biggest Harry Potter fanatic you'll ever meet. It's a little cauldron, but it's like a coffee mug. And it even has like the little pedestal things on the end and the bottom, I mean. And I was like, check please. So it's the Hogwarts school emblem, and it's in gold, and I had to have it. Had to have it. It was only a few dollars. I found it at Walmart. It wasn't very expensive, but I seriously had to have it. So this is like my favorite mug right now, and it has like these, if you can see, like these lines to make it look kind of old, and yeah, just like, I don't know, but like I just had to have it. So that's my mug that I shared with you. Last Halloween one. We are getting there. I promise you, we are getting there. This one, I don't know if it came out this year or not. Nope, came out last year. Yeah, came out last year. But this is Halloween. And I don't know. It just has like all the Halloween like things on it. Like jack-o'-lantern, ghosts, candy corn, Halloween, October 31st, trick or treat, spooky. Just has like all these things on it, and I just think it's so cute. It has like little potion bottles and a little Quaker pumpkin, and then your little house, which looks very similar to one of the houses from Witchy Way. Not quite though, but close. Little ghost, witch's hat, a little spider, little witchy feet. Just so stinking cute. I love this so much. And I love that all of their like patterns, again, like these colors are like part of the same, like, I don't know what you want to call it. They're all within the same like color family. So they all have very similar colors. So when hung together or like, you know, put in the same area, they look so good together because the colors are, they go together. They just look so good. So yeah, I just love that. All right. So here is Winter House. Like the autumn house. Again, see the quilt here. And then like the little snowflakes, they're just hanging there. And this is done on 14 count hand dyed aqua. But just like, look at that fabric. How cool. How stinking cool. I love this house. It is done in Weeks Dye Work Sky, so it's a little bit darker, but it does have that variegation in it, which I just think brings a whole other element to like houses and like whatever it's on. I just think it brings a whole other element too. And like the snow is sitting on the roof. Like how, like I love it. So cute. And then this is their Christmas version of Pumpkin Kisses. It's Christmas Wishes. It has little gingerbread, and it's gingerbread kisses and Christmas wishes, and so singing cute. I just love this, and I love this little, I don't know if this is stitched on there. It kind of looks like it though. The little candy cane stitched on the button there. It kind of looks like it, unless it's just the fabric, but it kind of looks stitched on there. I'm not sure yet, but so cute. So cute. And there's like a little gingerbread house up here, and the gingerbread man, and just little candy cane candies, or peppermint candies. Just so stinking cute. This one, Deck the Halls. I freaking, okay, I've said it 100 times. I freaking love it. I'm sorry, I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to say. Just the colors, it's like a muted, but like, I don't know, it's just quilt style kind of, because it has like the different blocks with each one having something in it. And then like the house and the tree and the wreath and just the there's just, I love everything about this. And it's just so cute. So
we don't have to interact with that.
I don't know. I love everything about it. It's has a great color. I'm sorry, my husband's on the phone and being rude. Hey hun, can you quiet down a little bit? So yeah, I absolutely love this. Okay, and the next one, Jolly Happy Soul. So of course, you know what that means. Snowman. And he has the scarf, and he's holding a little bird feeder in the hat, and of course, the little cardinal, and the little tree and presents, and just, I love this. I love snowmen, but this is so cute. I love this little snowman.
Put her back on the phone. I'm not talking to you.
And then this big, huge, long carrot nose, and the little candy canes together. So cute.
And Lindsay was talking. I think we're going to go to the same pumpkin patch as we went last year.
Okay, so the next one,
the big one
is, and this is probably like one of my favorite Christmas ones, like by far. It's Christmas Barn, and I think it's not only just the pattern, but it's like the way it's finished on here. Like this finish is just my favorite. I don't know, like I just like it so much, and I love this barn. And this barn is done in Weeks Turkish Red, and just look at that. Oh my gosh! And then of course the little cardinals and everything. I just love it. And the little birdhouse and the pine trees with the snow and these beautiful snowflakes and these beautiful berries up here. It's just so cute, and I love this fabric down here, and I love the way they just did this pillow, and it's amazing. I just love this. Okay, 3 more and then we're done, I promise. So if you stuck in here with me this long, you're a trooper. You are a real trooper. Next one. Not autumn rolls, but Christmas rolls. So this one is this one's so awesome. I love the gray that it's on. So it calls for 14 count pewter gray Ada. And I love this. Like this gray is just amazing. It like makes the whole thing just like pop out, and like look at this hot cocoa mug. Where'd it go? Right there. Look at that. So cool. And the stockings and the snowman, of course, and the little sled with a snowman on it. I mean, come on. Does it get better than this? So I am super, super excited to start like all of these. Like no. Are you dropping by? Dropping by for a visit? You have to have your camera shot too. He's gonna jump. Oh, there he goes. Christmas Tree Farm. Literally, do I need to say more? So this is like their pumpkin patch. But there's the red truck, of course, with the Christmas tree. And the Christmas Tree Farm, cut and carry. I mean, look, it's so cute. I love it. With a little red truck, your Christmas trees and your wreath hanging down, and sleigh rides and cocoa and farm fresh. I mean, again, this truck is done in Weeks Dye Works Turkish Red, and like I'm obsessed with this color. Like I haven't even seen this color in person, and like I'm already obsessed with it. Like I love it. So I'm just super, super excited about all these. And last one. I know it's been a long one. You guys have been so awesome. Christmas letters. So spells Christmas down here. And it actually, there's a Halloween one that just came out in Expo that was released a couple weeks ago during Expo. And I had to get it, of course. So I got that one as well. Yeah, this one's just so stinking cute. And like, look at like the little ruffle on the top of the stocking. Like they like roughed it up. They used Rainbow Gallery Alpaca 18. I'm not sure. That's just what it says. So I have to look into that. But the little ice skates, the little reindeer, this little stocking, little candy canes, and then I love these like blocked letters, how they're blocked in like that, and I believe that the Halloween one is also like that. I just really like them blocked like that. I think that's super cool. So yeah, and then I believe this little present is done in a satin stitch, which I have no idea how to do, so I better get on learning how to do that. But look at it, that's so cool. And I definitely want to do it like how it's done, because like, I mean, look at this. It's just so stinking cute. And like, I don't really think you can go wrong just using the called for. Again, like, I know people like switch things up and that's like totally fine. But like for me personally, I like them how they are. Like, I think they are perfection just how they are. And I just want them to like look like theirs. Like with my own like FFO twist on it. I think I don't always do those exactly the same. But as far as like the fabric and the floss, like I just think they're perfection. So why fix something broken that doesn't need fixed? Or, you know, however that saying goes. And that is it. Man, that took a while. This is over an hour. This is my longest video. But we got through it all. Yeah, I am definitely gonna be on here now that hopefully all the hectic stuff has kind of gone away. I'm trying to think next week. I'll be off, of course. But the week after is our retreat in Berlin. So I will not be making a video on Sunday. I'll either do it Monday or Tuesday probably, so the day I'm like making this video. So there still will be a week or a video out that week. It'll just be like early in the week, I guess I should say, kind of like this one is. So you'll get to see all this stuff from the retreat, which my mom and I are going to. We're super excited about. Also, I am on the waiting list for weekend B of StitchCon 2023, which I'm super excited about because it's in my home state. So, well, Cincinnati is kind of a drive for me. It's not like too bad, and it's still in state, and I'm super excited. It's probably, I don't know, 3.5-ish, 4 hours, so not like super, super far. Easily drivable though. It's not a bad drive at all. So, super excited about retreat. We've been waiting for this for a couple months now, and it's approaching. So extremely excited. So yeah, we have that to look forward to. So definitely some awesome stuff coming from the retreat, that video, plus hopefully I'll have my expo stuff to show you on top of that. Yeah, just I'm super excited. Hopefully maybe a small finish, we'll see. I'm not gonna keep my fingers crossed, but we shall see. In another 2 weeks, hopefully the leaves will be more changed too. It'll look more like fall. Getting fall family pictures done mid to end October, so definitely looking forward to what fall has in store for me this year, my family this year. Yeah, I'm super excited. So until next video, check you later.